What is up, YouTube? Now, before we dive into today's video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below to subscribe to my channel and catch out any new content the moment I push it you guys' way. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Javon. If you are new to this channel, then go ahead and welcome yourself to the family. This is the place where I talk about my passions and I talk about my goals and I put it out there for the world to see so that way I can share it with you guys and we can all grow and learn together. Now, if you are used to this channel, then you know that today's topic is not what I usually talk about, right? So I usually talk about finances. I usually talk about real estate investing, stocks investing, and things of that nature. And if you are interested in those type of topics, then I've gone ahead and left the link up top or to the right, to the top, wherever the link is. Make sure you catch that content as well. But today, you guys, I've decided to make a college playlist and dedicate videos to that playlist detailing my college experience. So today we are talking about my cybersecurity degree, the classes that I took to go along with it, my thoughts about the whole entire process, and I am sparing no detail. So if any of that is interesting to you guys, then go ahead, stay tuned, get welcomed up. We're about to go ahead and dive right in. So I went to the University of Alabama in Huntsville, aka UAH, and I attended that institution for 5 years straight, 4 years to get my bachelor's and an additional year to get my master's. I got my master's in cybersecurity, which is what this video is going to be going into detail with. UAH is a primarily engineering school. It focuses a lot on engineering, but it also focuses a lot on the sciences and also a lot on nursing as well. It's located in Huntsville, Alabama. It is a wonderful place to be as far as the city. There's plenty of opportunities, plenty of internship opportunities, jobs, you name it. It has it as far as getting your career right. So that's that little plug for UAH. They're not really paying me for this, but I did love the school. I love my experience. So I wanted to get that out the way with in the beginning. Now to the classes. So fall of 2017, this was my senior year, and remember I was taking classes as an undergraduate to finish off my bachelor's, but also as a graduate to jumpstart my master's program. So I took 2 courses that counted towards my master's program. The first course that I took was CS692, and that was programming languages. This was a really great class. It introduced us to a lot of different programming languages that you might not have encountered before, whether it's Perl, whether it's Ruby, maybe even some older programming languages like Ada, etc. It takes you through how programming languages developed, and it also gives you a chance to try to write your own programming language as well. I highly recommend it. I actually think at the time it was required for me to take it. So it's a really good course to take. It makes you more experienced in the different types of ways that you can code out some code. That was a really great class. I ended up getting an A in that class, so no complaints there. The teacher was phenomenal. The next class that I took for the fall of 2017 semester was CS570, and this was an introduction to computer networks. That class was actually a really good one for me to take because the following year I ended up taking the Network Plus offered by CompTIA. That's a certification. If you haven't heard of it, you need to hear about it. Go ahead and take it. That's going to jumpstart your career as well. But into Intro to Computer Science, CS570, that was a great class to lay the foundation on how networking works, right? So it went into the different layers of the the different networking layers, starting from your OSCP models to the later newer model, I forget it now, but it goes into a lot of detail. It shows you how information is transferred over the network. It shows you how encryption is laid down into place, and it really just gives you a strong, solid foundation. I ended up walking away with an A in that class as well, leaving that total GPA for that semester at a 4.0. Next, we are jumping into the year fall 2018, and this is me being a full-time graduate student. Now, you guys, I took a total of 9 credit hours this semester, which sums up to 3 classes, and I was working full-time as well. So before I was getting A's, now you'll see where my grades dropped a little, but in grad school, you can never make below a B, so I had to keep everything above a B at least. So the first class that I was taking in the fall of 2018 was CS549, and that is an intro to cybersecurity offered by the engineering school. That was a really cool class because it dived once again into cybersecurity, which is what I am all about. So we talked about mapping different networks. We actually did map scans on a lab that the professor had set up for us. Not only did we do some mapping, we also did some wire sharking. We looked at what it looked like to gather information, active enumeration. We looked at some privilege escalation techniques. All of this is really crucial, especially if you want to go into the cyber world on the offensive side of cyber, and even the defensive side, so that way you can know how things are done from the other side. So I walked away in that class with a B. Keep in mind, I was working full time, and honestly, think about your senioritis and multiply that by 20, because I had already had senioritis because I just graduated. So I'm going back into school, and man, this year was tough for me. So jumping into the next class, it is CS650. This was software engineering process. I walked away from that class with a B, and this class wasn't really for me, I can say. I know software engineering, the process to be a software engineer. So we talked a lot about the different methodologies for how teams can come together to make products, whether it's the old method of waterfall, whether it's agile, whether it's scrum related type deals. And we worked together as teams and wrote up documentations on pieces of code or whole projects that we were making throughout the year. And we built on top of that using the different methodologies that were taught in that class. I don't want to be a software engineer, or at least I didn't at the time. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy coding, but I didn't see myself being a software engineer. So this class was good for me to know as an overall development as a person, but not towards pushing me towards my career. But if you want to be a software engineer, that is definitely a class to pay attention to, because a lot of what they talked about in that class, I noticed was what was happening at my own personal job at the time. So my team was switching to a lot of agile based ways, and this class taught me the behind thinking of why and how cool it was to go into that implementation phase. And the last class I took for this semester was IS660, Cybersecurity Management. And this class was offered by the School of Business, and it more so catered to the overall management side, the business side of cybersecurity, which is actually a really interesting thing to look, because when you are in a professional career, a lot of the decisions that are made by your company come from the business mindset. So sometimes you might want to get like the best new servers, the best new defenses in the world, and you're going to get told no. And it's not because it's not a good idea, probably because it's not in our budget, or it's probably not ideal for where the space the company is going to enter into. So knowing how those decisions are made can also help you as an individual, help you grow in your career as well. So I ended that semester with all B's, and that brought my GPA down to a 3.625. That was a big drop, but I was working full time as well, so I can't be too hard on myself. Breaking. This is an interruption. Sorry for interrupting the video, but if you can do me a favor, you guys, if you can like that like button down below until it turns blue, and if you can subscribe to the channel, it does a great deal to helping this channel grow so I can reach you and I can reach more people and we can all learn together. I would truly appreciate it with all of my heart. Just hit that. Yeah, just go ahead and hit it. Thank you so much. And now back to the video. And now, folks, we are at the end of my cybersecurity degree. It is the spring of 2019. I took a total of 3 classes, 9 credit hours. 2 of those classes counted as graduate classes. The last one counted as an undergraduate class. And the only reason I took the undergraduate class was because I needed to have 9 credit hours for my scholarship at the time. So you did what you do. So the first class I took was CS685. This was computer security. I mentioned computer security before. That was an intro to computer security. Now we are messing with the big guns. This dives into everything that we talked about in the previous class, plus more, way more projects, way more hands-on learning thing. We even built a couple of hashing algorithms ourselves, and then we tried out the professional ones, the professional standards that's already there. So it was a really cool class, once again, because it tied directly into my interest in the cybersecurity world. And the last class that I ended up taking that was for my graduate, for my master's degree, was CS692 Computer Security. This is the project-based class. And I remember my project being an application, and it consisted of a client and a server, and I had to make sure that the information that was sending from the client and the server, it was all encrypted, couldn't be read by anyone in the middle, and I had to implement a whole bunch of security features in there on top of making an application that actually made sense. So my application was one that handled finances. You could create like a little banking template and send it off to the server, and it will save and store it for you and then bring it back to you. I put a lot of effort into that class, but it was worth it because I walked away with an A in that class, and I walked away with an A in my CS685 class as well, bringing my GPA for my graduate's degree back up to a 3.7 flat. And then my undergraduate class I was taking at the time, it was PSC 100, which is an intro to government history or something like that. I got a C in it. Honestly, I was more focused on work and my graduate's degree. So sometimes you slip, that's okay. As long as you can keep pushing yourself, don't hold yourself too hard against the wall. You're trying, and that's all that matters. All right, guys, that is a wrap. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you liked what you saw, then do me a huge favor. It's free. I promise it's free. Just go ahead and hit that like button down below. It does a great deal to help me with my channel, help this channel grow, reach out to more people, and defeat the famous or the infamous YouTube algorithm. So don't forget to hit that like button below. And if you like this type of content, then make sure you subscribe as well while you are down there. I'm going to be pushing out more content like this, detailing my college life, and I'm going to also have content that deals with financial, it deals with investing, deals with a lot of that things in that interest as well. So if you like any of that, hit the subscribe button and you will get so much content coming your way you might be drowning in it. Before I forget, I also left a video up top. I'm linking that right now, and that video is going to give you a deep dive into my bachelor's, my process of getting my computer science degree. So if that interests you as well, then go ahead and check out that link, and yeah, leave a like on that video as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hop down in the comments, let me know what you think, let me know what you're interested in, and I'll do my best to respond to each and every one of you. That is the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and happiness.